The 2023 NBA draft is this week, and it is one of the most anticipated drafts in a really long time due to French prospect Victor Wembanyama, who is widely expected to be picked number 1 overall by the San Antonio Spurs. So I thought I'd make a little video for you guys showing you how I grew my Victor Wembanyama fan page from 0 to 23,000 followers and counting. Alright, number 1, I started my fan page in 2021. Now, why this is important is because I started my fan page before Wemby was the next big thing. He was getting some buzz overseas and it was starting to trickle into the US a little bit, but overall, most people did not know who Wemby was. He was not a household name, but I could sense that there was something absolutely there with him, and I knew I needed to start a fan page for him. So what I did is I created a fan page in 2021 during the U19 World Cup, and in that tournament, Wemby played pretty amazing, made it to the gold medal game where they ultimately lost to the United States and Chet Holmgren, but that was one of the tournaments that really put Wemby on the map for real. So I created my fan page during that tournament, and because I had created my fan page back in 2021, that allowed me to, rather than jumping on the wave as it was crashing to shore, it allowed me to anticipate the wave that was coming and then ride that wave right into the hype that has been everywhere in the past year. Because my page already existed, then once people saw a crazy highlight of his, they would search him up on Instagram, my page would come up, and the more hype he got, the more followers I got. The second thing I did is that I posted consistently no matter what. One of the biggest issues that I see with pages that end up failing is that they do not post consistently enough, and ultimately they lose motivation and then just stop posting. And one of the keys to being a successful creator is you have to be consistent in your posting. So over the first year or so, it was pretty slow. There was not a lot of content for me to post. There was a stretch during the season where he was sick or injured and he wasn't really playing a whole lot, so there wasn't a ton to post, but I made sure that I kept posting, and then that set me up pretty nicely for about a year ago when Wemby decided to leave his team and go to another one, and then the past season has been very, very good for my page. I would estimate that around 20,000 of my followers have come in the last year alone. But if I had not been consistently posting in the slow year before that, I would not be where I am today. And there's 2 reasons for that. One is when people came to my page as he started to blow up, then they saw, oh, awesome, there's already a page that exists for him. It's updated, it's posting frequently, I'll follow it. And then number 2, it got me in a good routine, taught me good habits so that when there was lots of content to post, then I was ready. I didn't have to make a big change in my schedule. I was already on it and I just kept posting, and then that helped me to get to where I am today. The third thing I did is I did not worry about other Wemby fan pages. I think this is a thing that a lot of people also struggle with when they're running fan pages. They worry too much about what their competition is posting, and they don't worry enough about their own page, which is what's actually important. It can be really easy to get caught up in, oh, they posted this and it did really well, why didn't I post something like that? Or even if you're covering the same news that broke about a particular player, maybe they cover it a little better than you did. But ultimately, in my experience, and going back to the last point, it's more important that you consistently post about everything rather than getting these big, awesome posts that blow up. Yes, those help you get a lot of followers, but if you're not consistent and you only post when big news happens, then you're not going to grow as much. So I put my head down, I went to work, and lots of the Wemby fan pages actually existed before mine did. A lot of them have popped up in the last couple of years since I created mine. And what I've made sure to do is just be consistent in my posting, not worry too much about what they're posting. I can obviously look at their page and get some inspiration, some post ideas, but I shouldn't just be copying them. And I also shouldn't be stressing myself out about how their page is doing, because social media is not a zero-sum game. There's room for multiple fan pages in a certain niche. So don't worry if there's other fan pages that are covering the same topic as you. There's room for more than one person in that space. And I hate to sound like a broken record, but when you post consistently, you'll also see that lots of other pages that'll pop up and do well for a little bit. Eventually, most of them will just kind of drop off and stop posting. So if you can be consistent and persistent and keep posting, eventually, if you can outlast everyone, then your page will rise to the top. The fourth thing I did is that I networked with photographers and people close to the team in France and got permission to post photos and videos that they owned. And the reason why this was so beneficial for my fan page is, first of all, everything that I was posting was legal because I was getting permission to post it. And then second of all, a lot of times when I posted, let's say it was an update after a game and I had his box score there, then a lot of times the photographers would share that post on their story because they like it when I tag them and then their photo gets shared to lots of people. It's an all boats rise type of situation because it helps me out because I have content to post. It helps them out because I have an audience that gets to look at their pictures, and then a lot of times my followers would go and follow them. This also gave me the opportunity for collaboration posts that I would not previously have had the opportunity for. For example, there's a filmmaker over in France that I had the opportunity to do several collaboration posts with, where he shared some high quality footage of Wembanyama and he let me post it on my page and then add him as a collaborator so it gets shared to both of our pages. And I would not have permission to share that kind of content otherwise, but by networking with him, I was able to get permission, and then it's content for both of us, publicity for both of us. And the best part is that this eventually culminated with, a couple weeks ago, Wemby himself actually shared one of the reels I posted on his story. Now, he's got over 1 million followers, so that drove tons of engagement to my page. I gained tons of followers that week because Wemby himself shared my content. And personally, just as a side note, one of the reasons why I love running fan pages is it gives me a platform and an ability to reach out and connect with big time athletes like Wembanyama. And so it made me so excited when I saw that he shared my post on his story. And the final thing that I did to grow my Victor Wembanyama fan page from 0 to 23,000 followers is I got lucky. I have started tons of fan pages, and this is the only one that has reached this level of success, and it's done so in a very rapid manner. I've started a Cade Cunningham fan page, I've started a Luka Doncic fan page, and I've also started an Imani Bates fan page. I've started tons, that's only some of them. But this is the only one that has grown to this level of success. The Imani Bates fan page is actually a great example and comparison for this particular situation. I started the Bates fan page around the same time as I started the Wemby page. Both were pretty decent prospects. Bates is one of the most hyped up high school players in a really long time, and I thought there was a good chance that he could blow up and become potentially a number 1 overall pick. And then it was the same situation with Victor Wembanyama. And so I gambled, I bet on both of them, and only one of them ended up blowing up and working out. Wemby blew up, was super successful, and is going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. Imani Bates fell off, struggled at Memphis, struggled at Eastern Michigan. He entered the draft this year and maybe will be a 2nd round pick. He'll be in the NBA, that's for sure, but nowhere near the level that Wembanyama is at. And so the lesson here is that sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. There is no way that I could have known what would happen. I didn't know that one of them was going to blow up. It's possible that two of them, both of them, could have fallen off and both of my fan pages would have been failures. But it just so happens that Wemby has so far lived up to the hype, and if he has a successful NBA career and is as good as everyone thinks he is, my page will probably increase in followers by at least 5 times the number I have right now, maybe even more. Alright, so those are the 5 things I did to grow my Victor Wembanyama fan page from 0 to 23,000 followers and counting. I'm excited to watch the NBA draft tonight, see all the reaction, all the buzz from him going to the San Antonio Spurs. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this video. Also, let me know if there are other video ideas that you would like me to make. I got lots of time on my hands and I would love to make videos for you guys. So let me know what ideas you have. What do you want to learn? What do you want to know? Leave it down in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time.